Hello and welcome back to another Marvel Strike Force video. So today we're going to be talking about ISO-8. I know the ISO-8 update here came out a few days ago. I think it was over a week ago or something. And I honestly wasn't sure if I want to make a video about it or not. I kind of wanted to process it. My thoughts on the whole ISO-8 system and everything from Marvel Strike Force. I made videos about Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes because I also played that game, and they have basically the same system. They're called mods. So you put mods on your character and you improve certain stats and all that, and that's basically what ISO-8 is. So if you have played Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, then you're familiar with mods, and basically that's what ISO-8 is. But in a way, it's different, and I've kind of been thinking a little bit about it, and honestly, I'm a little bit excited about it because this kind of takes the mods from Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes and just takes out all of the bad stuff in it. That's basically, from what we've seen here, that's basically what it is. Just Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes mods, just taking out all the bad stuff, the speed, the random stuff and all that, and yeah, basically that's it. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, my experience with mods in Galaxy of Heroes and everything about that. So ISO-8 preview and playtest too. So they had a playtest, last year. Yeah, they said it in October 2019, they conducted the first playtest, and they got a lot of feedback. There are 100 players, participate, a lot of feedback, and after all that feedback, they decided to go back to the drawing board and continue working on it, make changes, and now we're getting the second playtest, and I'm not sure if it's big changes that are made or something like that. The ones that are part of the playtest that was part of the first playtest and then the second playtest, will probably voice their opinion on. Is it actually changed something for the better? Is it worse? Something like that. But my initial impression, just from this blog post, is it's good. That's all I have to say. It's good, but still, it's a little. I'm a little bit worried. But it's with all game changing stuff like this, you have to be a little bit worried. So yeah, as I said here, in June 2020, we have a second playtest. So it's still a feature that's work in progress, and many elements are subject to change, but we would like to present you with a preview of the feature and why it's next evolution of Marvel Strike Force. So, as I said, it's on the preview, it's subject to change. So, everything you see right here now, in this blog post, it can be changed with a moment's notice. That's how it is, because nothing is official yet. It's still going to a playtest, meaning that there will likely be some changes. So ISO-8 is it's a progression system similar to Gear. It kind of allows you to customize your characters a little bit. There are 5 different traits here. The crystal will increase the power of 1 of 5 core attributes: either health, damage, armor, resistance, and focus. And crystal will also be unique to certain traits, such as protectors and blaster. So the main thing to take from this is you will have five main attributes you're going to be looking for, and that's health, damage, armor, resistance, focus. So you kind of have to find out, do your character need more health? Do you want more damage? Take Minerva for example. She doesn't really benefit from damage, so you wouldn't want to give her any of the damage ISO-8. You would probably give that to someone like Black Bolt or I don't know, Hela, someone that can do some damage. I don't know, who we do, but then from now we probably would do health instead, just because she would likely be targeted a lot because she's Minerva. She will heal, so kind of need to get her right out of the way, so she just doesn't heal the one you kill. So you kind of have to think a little bit about stuff like that. So we have a few pictures here, showcasing them a little bit, just getting a little bit insight to how it will be. So as you can see, it's in a way gear taken together with the ability. So you have to gear and upgrade, pretty similar to abilities as you see here. We go from level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's basically it. So each type of ISO-8 crystal has a specific slot to equip in one of the 5 slots in the matrix. If you have enough ISO-8 crystals of a low level, you can fuse them together to get higher and all that, get them better and get all the good stuff. So you can see the 5 different traits. So as I said, it was health, damage, focus, resistance, and all of that stuff. And they have 5 classes here: Raider, Striker, Skirmisher, Fortifier, and Healer. So yeah, they're probably going to be going into those categories. Like Healer will be health, Striker maybe damage, something like that, from my guess. So yeah, work in progress. So here we can see level 145 for Nick Fury. On spawn, bury yourself for 10,000 plus 2% of this character's max health. You can see that this year being game changer. This is level 1. Imagine what it would be at level 5. You know, it could be huge. You know, give this to Minerva. You know, it doesn't matter if you start targeting her right away, because she's going to have a huge ass barrier you need to get through. So that's basically, you know, a lot of the stuff with ISO-8. It's a little bit exciting because, you know, it kind of changes stuff up a little bit and stuff like that. You know, characters that might not have been so viable because, you know, they will just get nuked down, you know, might become viable just because of that. But then again, you know, the extra damage, if you give that to them, that might counter it out, you know, who knows. Still need to test it out yourself, and here are the feedback from the playtesters. So yeah, as we've seen here, you know, you can see here you gain some stats, you know, 10% extra health, and you know, here you heal the lowest ally, you gain more health and gain 5% direct healing. So, you know, maybe it will be a little bit like the T4s, you know, like the last level here, level 5 will be, you know, so either some insane or some pretty crap ability, you know, kind of like the T4s are. You know, there's a lot of T4s you probably wouldn't do because they're just straight up shit. There's nothing else to say. There's a lot of, probably not many of the new ones, but a lot of the old ones are pretty bad and you wouldn't want to do. And maybe it will be like this here with ISO-8 too, that there will be a lot of abilities you don't want to take to level 5 because, you know, they're going to be expensive and all that stuff, and, you know, rather level up some other instead. So also marked a purple icon, as we see right here. The purple icon is a new mechanic coming with ISO-8, which increases incoming damage by 10%. Marked brings out the full power of some other ISO-8 characters, including the Striker, which gains an additional attack against marked enemies. So there will kind of be a little bit of these abilities too. You know, and a skirmish can flip positive effects against marked targets, and healers can clear marked from allies. So, you know, in a sense, we'll get a kind of a marked ability, a marked mechanic, you know, whatever we want to call it. And I'm a little bit about the fence on that, but, you know, I don't know. I like the ISO-8, but the mark thing I'm not sure about. Okay, that's all I have to say for now. So additional new mechanics can also plan to release in the future. So, you know, they might add other stuff to this, like you see, healers can clear mark from allies, and, you know, maybe that the attacker can, you know, apply mark to allies and, you know, to counter that. You know, do stuff like that and just change up, add new types of stuff. And one of the primary methods of acquiring ISO-8 crystals will be through a new campaign, ISO-8. This campaign uses a new ISO-8 energy, so won't be using regular energy. You know, don't worry, you can still farm all the characters, you know, from not Cantina, but all of the campaigns here, you know, the Mystic, Cosmic, Hero, Villains, you know, you're not going to take away from any of that. You can still farm all your favorite character, all the gear you need, because ISO-8 will be completely different energy. So, as you can see here, you know, it's just a work in progress, but just here you can see the ISO-8 campaign being added. That's about it. So, you know, it's a little bit like an overview, and they have an estimated window of late September to early October, but again, this is subject to change. So, you know, they're doing the playtest right now, and, you know, depending on the feedback, if they feel like they need to change with stuff, or if they just want to roll with it, you know, it might get a later release, might get an earlier, but, you know, you can expect it to arrive late fall. You know, at the start you should expect late fall, you know, maybe later, but at least late fall. So we'll know that you likely have many questions about ISO-8, and also have a little bit Q&A we should go through here, and then we're going to talk a little bit about this compared to Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes mods, and we'll try to answer them, but much of this is subject to change, and some answers might not yet be solidified. So, you know, there might be a lot of questions that won't get answered that many of you have, but that's just because nothing is set in stone yet for ISO-8, and it's always subject to change, and it is going to change. So we'll continue to keep you updated on progress for ISO-8. So here we have the Q&A. Will the stat bonuses that ISO-8 provide be randomly generated? No. I'm so happy to hear that they won't be randomly generated, because now we get into the Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes mods. So quickly before we continue on the Q&A, I just want to talk a little bit about the Galaxy of Heroes mods. You know, they've been in the game for so long. I can't even remember, you know, them getting added. Maybe I was on break from the game when I was added, but I just can't remember for as long as I played it. Mods have always been there, and you know, I started pretty early on, but I don't think they were there at the beginning. But anyway, each character can, you know, equip 6 different mods, and you know, the mods give different stats. You know, you have mods that give offense, you have mods that give health, and you know, if you combine, you know, 2 health mods, you know, you get a health set bonus that gives you extra health. So you kind of want to try and combine different mods. You know, you won't be needing the Zero Marvel Strike mod because it's just going to be 1 here, and you know, they don't want to be changing it to other characters in that either. So you know, they want to be 1 mod, and you know, you're going to be using that on the characters. So anyway, you know, you first have to, you know, pick a set, you know, farm for that set if you want offense, health, defense, all that. And then, you know, after that you have the primary stat, which can either be speed, you know, defense, offense, or more of that. So, you know, another random stat. And then you have secondaries on the mods too. Yes, even more random stat. So you have 4 different secondaries which can give speed bonus, it can give offense, defense, health, focus, you know, all that stuff. And one of the 4 will increase, you know, each 3 levels. Each 3rd level, it will increase, and it's just randomly which does it. So if you have a primary offense set that has offense on the primary slot and then has offense on the secondary slot, you obviously want that to have even more offense on the, you know, secondary slot, you know, when you level it up. So then, you know, you level it up, and you know, it doesn't hit any of the offense upgrades. You know, instead it upgrades your health, and in a sense that whole mod is ruined because, you know, you lost out on so many offensive stats, and then you have to, you know, spend weeks upon months farming again trying to get that perfect mod again. But that won't be the case here. You know, here on Marvel Strike Force, the stats will be what it is. You know, as you can see here, you see what the stats are. It's not going to change. It's going to be that. And I'm happy about that. You know, no RNG, you know, no random stats and all that. You know what you get, and you will get it. There's no praying that you will get the offense to increase 4 times. You know, no more of that. You know, if it says here, you know, that gain 10% offense here, you know, instead, you know you will get 10% offense. That's it. So I'm pretty happy about that. So, for the question, will the stat bonus that I said provide be randomly generated? No, it will not. Nothing of that. It will be set in stone. You know, you get what you see, and I'm pretty happy about that. You also get to choose the class assignment or character and how much you level up. So, you know, as you said there, you know, you got level 1 to 5, so you can choose how much you will level up. You know, whether you feel you want to start at level 3 because, you know, you don't need level 4 or 5. So, and you spend that on one of the other ISO-8s for one of the other characters instead. So I'm happy about that. Will there be bonus speeds that are available? So, there are currently no plans to include speed stats, and you know how happy I am about that, because speed stats for the mods in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes is basically ruining the game. And I'm not joking, because speed is meta in a turn-based game. You know, who gets to take their turns first, you know, is obviously the one that has the big advantage. You know, imagine you going, you know, head to head. It's the exact same team. You know, let's say you're both going in with a full Asgardians team. Both of you, a full Asgardians team in a live PvP match. You know, imagine that. And then imagine that, you know, mods was added and they had speed bonus. Imagine your opponent, you know, had just 1 extra speed at all of his characters. Just 1 extra speed. Nothing more than that. 1 measly speed extra on each character. Like Hela would have like 10 speed extra, and your Hela would only have 9 speed extra. That means their Hela would go before yours and get their attack in, and then imagine that being the case with all of your character. You know, your opponent will get every turn first. You know, for all of the characters, the Loki will go first, the Sif will go first, you know, the Thor will go first, Heimdall, Hela, everyone will go first. So you will lose a huge advantage. So that's why I'm so happy speed is not included, because it just ruins the game so much. It just, you know, who gets the most speed, you know, who's lucky with the speed pulse, who gets the RNG for the high speed mods. That's about it. and I don't like it. I'm happy it's not here. That's all I have to say. I'm really happy with no speed mods. So, will upgrades in ISO-8 require gold? Because as we all know, there's a lot to complain about, needing a lot of gold because you need to buy all the gears, you need to level up characters and all that, and everybody having gold problems. Now, I honestly haven't had really too much gold problems myself, but I could see other people having problems because I probably don't level up or characters or such as much as I should, so I probably don't have too much, but I can see that. But right here, no, currently the plan is to use a new resource called ions to upgrade class and fuse crystals. So hopefully the ions isn't only just featured on the ISO-8 campaign, but also on the regular campaign, so you can get a steady influx of that too. So can characters change their class? Yes, you can change classes freely, but upgrading them will cost resources. So that meaning, if you want to go health class on a character, you can that. If you want to go damage class on someone, you can do that. Or if you then again want to change back to the health, you can do that. You can change back and forth as you see fit. And then, can ISO-8 pieces be moved around to different characters? No, because this is one of the things in Galaxy of Heroes. You can move mods freely if you pay a small amount of gold to do it. You can just move all the mods freely around. So, if you get a new characters that would be better for the mods you have, you can just take those over to that character instead and be done with it. But right here, the current plan is that ISO-8 are locked to the character, so that means you cannot change the mods. They are stuck to your character. So because it will be similar to gear, as you all know, if you put a gear piece down, it's locked to the character. There's no way you can pull that back. So there's no need to spend time swapping them between characters. So I kind of like that, because one of the big issues with modding too is that you kind of have to go back and forth, change mods, take that mod and put that mod there and all that, that mod set for that character isn't good enough, so I need to change the whole mod set out, and it's just a huge pain in that, time consuming, and I don't like it at all. So I'm currently happy that it will just be stuck in your character. It does have some downsides, kind of like you thought that character would be good with the damage mode, but you kind of realize that damage doesn't really matter too much on that character, and you rather have focus instead. But then that damage mode, ISO-8 would be stuck on that character, so it's downsides and upside, but hopefully the ISO-8 won't be too hard to get. And then, will this system add significant time to daily play? That's the obvious question, because we've got a lot of stuff to do. We got double raids daily, we got campaign, arena, we got blitzing, we got war. It's just all of this stuff that we need to complete. Even Dark Dimensions 1, 2, and 3, if you still got those. So it's just so much to do, and then add ISO-8 on top of that. So will it add more playtime? That you have to spend even more time. Basically, in a way, yes, but not really, because it will be just like if they like they added an event campaign in, that we have with Domino. It doesn't really take too much of your time. The initial playthrough will take time, but then you will just auto through it, and that's basically the same with ISO-8 campaign. Probably that you can just once you 3-star, just auto it, and once you get familiar with the mods and what they do, you kind of get a sense of what ISO-8 should be put on where. Kind of like get the sense of that orange ability material is not what to put on that character right there, but it's better to use those orange materials for that character there, so you kind of will get a sense of it in the same way as that. So in essence, it won't really take too much more of your playtime. Add a couple of minutes most throughout your whole day just to do it. So I wouldn't really worry about that too much. So is this why the health bar was updated? So as we saw with the last update and last blog post, I think they mentioned that because the health bar got updated, visually, and there was really no reason for it, and it was ISO-8 the reason because of it, and this is one of the reasons. Yes, so it basically confirmed, it wasn't just for no reason they wanted to update that, but it's not one of the most important stuff to discuss. But yes, ISO-8 was one of the reasons for that. And we had an edit here with another question. Are the ISO-8 upgrades going to be added to the AIs in PvE environment? Meaning, are ISO-8 going to be added to existing campaign nodes, raid nodes, Dark Dimensions, are they going to be added there? And the answer is no. No, there are no plans to add any ISO-8 to any existing PvE, event of any kind right now. But here's the thing: any future event that will come once ISO-8 is released, those can and will have ISO-8, on enemy character, and maybe they will actually have ISO-8 requirements too. Kind of like we see in legendary events, you've seen that with Chaos Theory, where it says, recommended relic level or red star. I'm sorry, that's Galaxy Hero that has relic with, yeah, red star. Recommended red star level, like it's recommended 4+ in red star. It's like probably, recommended ISO-8 level 5 or something like that. So yeah, but yeah, my overall impression of ISO-8 is kind of good. I want to see more info because, I give my final verdict, but definitely a huge improvement over what Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes does, because it's basically just the Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes mods with all of the bad stuff taken out, of the RNG and all of that taken out. So I'm pretty happy about that, and yeah, that's at least my thought for now with ISO-8. I do like them to some degree, but I'm not too sure yet. I still have to see more, see what the playtest gives. But anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. Please let me know down in the comments below. Are you excited for ISO-8 or not? Would you also need to see more? If you like the video, consider leaving a like down below. Consider subscribing if you want more content. So anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.